Investigation, suspicion, murder.
Tonight on Christine Cromwell.
Freak accidents and a couple of dead society ladies.
There are 5 of us left, so that means that only 2 more of us are going to be murdered.
We're protecting ourselves from ourselves.
This accusation is monstrous.
I know you're looking for a murderer, darling, but smile, damn it.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
I murdered Holly now.
Such a bummer.
Shoot me! Come on!
No. It's always something.
Tonight, Jacqueline Smith stars as Christine Cromwell.
Let us now ask God's mercy on our dear friend. I know how. For as much as Almighty God, you have received the soul of our dear departed sister, to the blessed hope, she is born in the image of the earth, so shall she bear the image of Jesus Christ. Lord, as we bring the family to your throne of grace, we pray, Lord, just bless them. This is only temporary. You are eternal. Yours are the everlasting promise. Thank you for that great promise that where 2 or more of us come together in your name, you honor those prayers and bless them. May she dwell forever in the house of the Lord. Amen.
Maybe there's some good in this after all. Glenn has found the perfect reason to treat herself to a new outfit.
I've never known her to need an excuse.
Excuse me. Do either of you have a light? One more psalm, and I thought I would go into withdrawal. Excuse me.
Do you know that Dinah said she actually lit up once on the examining table?
You're not serious.
She smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and here she is burying her doctor. Poor Dinah.
Poor Eugene. I wish there was something I could do.
You could give him the name of a good malpractice lawyer.
A lot of people are allergic, Rebecca.
It's still negligence. Someone should have known that before they gave her whatever they gave her.
Rebecca, dépêche-toi.
I have to hurry. There's a ton of things I still have to put on the table before everyone arrives. See you there.
Okay.
Oh, please, everybody, come in. Eugene, I don't know what to say.
Hi. Thank you.
Anything you need, call me. I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, Jacques, you go back and see to it everybody has a good time, okay?
Ok, t'es sûr?
Ouais, j'ai sûr, des choses à faire. Okay. Jacques, don't t'habiller.
Ah ouais? J'allais oublier.
Jacques, viens.
I'm sorry, but really, it was too much. The Valley of Death. It's what Dinah used to call her own hospital.
She was a great physician, Glynis.
Yes, Holly. If the minister had really known our Dr. Hunter, he would have been quoting from Valley of the Dolls. How's he doing?
He's in shock. He thinks he's talking to her.
I don't know why. They never talked while she was alive.
What is it with you? With both of you?
Such sensitivity.
She doesn't have to get up real early to be holier than thou, Glynis, darling.
Okay. You want me to get this ready to go?
Remember, not too much dill in the sauce.
Yes, ma'am. Hand me some of that salt.
Let's consider this. There are 7 stages, actually. Now, denial is the one that we all hear about. But you will go through anger and then eventually acceptance. Now, if I were his therapist, I would recommend... Is something wrong, Harry?
I'm sure they don't want a discourse before lunch.
As I was saying, denial takes many forms.
Alan, have you got a quarter?
Sweetie, the kids are fine.
Yes, but the sitter's new. I just want to check. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, Rebecca, I'm so sorry. I locked the keys in the car.
How many times is that this month, Meredith?
Well, I'm not myself today.
Yes, you are.
Sorry, I had to run back to the office for a few things.
It's okay, relax. Everything is under control. Well, almost.
Son, call a doctor.
This ain't your lunch break, Cassini. I want you lifting prints, not meatballs.
Christine, please, can we just... officer, do you mind driving Mrs. Simpson-Wexler home?
Yeah.
Thank you, Detective. I'm Christine Cromwell.
Neil Waters. So, are you here on business, or what?
Rebecca Bardette was an old friend of mine.
I'm sorry.
If I can be of any help, You'll need witnesses, won't you, Detective?
No. I mean, yeah, we will, but that ain't it.
Isn't what?
Look, I know this must be a shock, so, why don't you
the
just...
first one was a shock, but this one is...
What?
Starting to look a little weird.
What, there was a first one?
We all had just come from the funeral of another old friend.
Oh. Are we talking about close old friends or just old friends?
Well, everyone's drifted apart over the years, you know how it is, but periodically they meet to discuss the tontine.
Tontine? Was that some kind of gymnastics thing or something?
It's an old university tradition. It started in France, I believe. Anyway, my friends decided to pool their money into a tontine. They asked me to invest it in something solid, blue chip.
Lieutenant. Huh? What? Yeah. Well, so then you're what? You're in the stock market then?
I'm an investment counselor. The tontine started a while ago. Anyway, the whole thing was just a lark, fueled by a fifth of scotch. The idea was that the principal would grow, everyone would receive a yearly dividend, and then in 50 years...
They start to die of old age, and the survivors get what's left. Is that about it?
The last 3 women, that's how it's supposed to work. The initial investment is now quite substantial. The survivors divvy it.
How much of your money's in this thing?
None. I only watch the market for them. It's pretty low maintenance.
Well, this tontine, what's it worth right now?
Millions. Look, that doesn't mean that...
No, you're the one that said these deaths are starting to look a little weird. But I'm not going to treat this as a homicide right off the bat. But if we have anything that I think is important, then...
Jacques, I thought you went home.
In America, everyone wants to sedate you in the face of tragedy. I'd rather stick around, if I may.
Yeah, of course, you can stay.
Ah, Francis. Oh, a lovely outfit. Surely it'll be back in vogue before you know it.
Speaking of keeping things, whatever happened to your Polish house painter?
He's a neo-primitive.
I'll bet.
I tried to call, but I guess Jacques not answering the phone. It's hard. I mean, because he and Rebecca were having problems, you know. He blames himself. Well, where is Christine, anyhow?
She's getting coffee. Holly, how are Alan and the kids?
Well, Kathy's in bed with a stomach virus. She threw up all over my blouse. But she's just so precious, the poor little thing.
Do give them my love, won't you?
Oh, Glennie, I feel just terrible.
Oh, I know, honey. She'll be missed.
No, I meant I feel terrible. It's been 3 months, and I still haven't bought you a wedding present.
Meredith, Glynis and Bjorg aren't together anymore, remember?
They're not? You're not? Did I know that?
They deported him.
This is decaf, isn't it? Oh, who cares? I'm never gonna sleep tonight anyway.
I haven't slept for days.
Yes, we can all imagine how distraught you've been, Fran.
Look, I know everyone's on edge, but let's try not to.
Well, we've all been losing sleep, for God's sakes.
Some feckless gigolo been keeping you up, Glynis?
All right, everyone. It's strange having all of you here and yet not having all of you here. It's more than strange, it's very odd. Rebecca hasn't even been buried yet.
Just say it, Christine.
Okay. I think that Dinah and Rebecca's deaths may not be entirely accidental.
That's what I've been trying to say. There was negligence in the hospital, absolutely. Yeah, and when Consumer Reports hears about that pressure cooker, there's gonna be hell to pay.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. I think that we have to consider the possibility that someone...
Murdered them, Nancy Drew?
That would be insane.
It's just they both died suddenly, one after the other.
One after the other.
Maybe somebody wants to increase their share.
You mean their share? You mean her share, don't you?
Oh, so we're all going to die?
Calm down. When the number of the original tontine members is down to 3...
Yes, we know. The said survivors shall equally share the principal, provided they live beyond moral reproach or illegal action. Remember how we all howled over that part?
Little did we know.
There are 5 of us left. So only 2 more are going to be murdered? Oh, that's very reassuring.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's all a big mistake. No kidding. What do we do? I mean, how do we protect ourselves?
God. Who are we protecting ourselves from?
Christine?
Don't you get it? We're protecting ourselves from ourselves.
God's mercy on our good friend Rebecca. May she dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
keep a black dress at the office. Something simple.
The relevant question is, who needs the money the most?
Let's start by getting their tax returns for last year.
Well, Erica's a client, but the others, that's not public information. Anyhow, a cash reserve or a cash shortage doesn't necessarily show up on a Schedule B, as we all know.
We can easily take a gander at their individual tontine accounts.
Not without their knowledge, I couldn't. I'd feel like a fink. I could lose their friendship.
You are losing friends every day, Christine.
Have Stewardino contact the bank. Let's find out who's living within her means and who isn't.
Dr. Pearlstein, cardiac intensive care.
Hi, honey. What's up?
Well, explosion, suspicion, murder by allergic reaction.
Oh, slow down. Anaphylactic shock isn't exactly unheard of, unfortunately. Anyway, when her charts get here, we'll know more.
Christine, is that you?
Mother.
Yes, I've just been having my annual physical. Well, I mean, just because I divorced the man doesn't mean I have to give up a great internist.
I won't let you.
Dear, what about you?
Dinah Hunter's death.
I still can't believe it. Two of your very oldest friends in 1 week.
Christine suspects someone may have caused Dinah's allergic reaction.
No.
Well, I have Sarah at the hospital right now, checking on who came to visit her the day of her operation.
Well, if she grew up to be anything like her mother, I'm sure they weren't lining up to visit.
Dr. Hunter's charts from the file room.
Why don't you make me a copy of this so we can both look at them? I understand the urgency, sweetheart, but I'll need some time. I don't want to make a snap judgment.
I understand.
All first-year interns to the Educational Conference Center.
Thank you.
All first-year interns to the Educational Conference Center.
What are you looking at?
These little black marks in the corner of the page.
They're staple marks. I had to remove it so the copier wouldn't. The second page. Previous operations, family history, allergies.
There's no allergy indicated. Of course, unfortunately, the first time you know of an allergy can also be your last.
No, I think someone knew all right. There's only one staple mark on the second page where Dinah's allergies should have been indicated. The other 2 pages have been stapled twice.
If you mean that someone altered Dr. Hunter's records,
Well, I wouldn't want to jump to any conclusions.
I think you're absolutely right. Someone inserted a new second page, minus her allergies, and stapled them back together. Give me internal security at San Francisco General.
Because I just came from the cafeteria where I had to defib a 90-year-old man with dried oatmeal all over his pajamas. Now I've got 20 other patients to see. That's why I don't have time.
I'm not with a malpractice firm. Dinah Hunter was mine. Was mine.
You a family?
Well, extended.
We don't keep a logbook or anything, but her mother, her husband, I think a sister, and some space cadet with an instrument case.
A cello?
Cello, tuba, could have been a machine gun for all I know.
Meredith Ellis, I'm sure. The nurse said that she was carrying a... Christine Cromwell's office. Mr. Baker, yes. Thanks a lot. That's great. East Bay Savings and Loan. He just confirmed that Glennis Dandridge has not touched a dime of her tontine account. Miss Cromwell's office. Thank you very much.
Another banker?
Francis Cabot's account is full up, but Erica Wexler's is just about bone dry. Oh, Stuart Eno faxed this over.
Faxed? The man's becoming a complete techno junkie. Where is he?
Sacramento. Remember? You sent him on some legislative hearing on pension dereg.
Holly Smolny, Vanderlip, Zippo in the way of liquid assets, husband, totally middle management, housefrau with too many mouths to feed. What's the matter?
I thought we said no MSG. There's MSG in this.
How do you know?
I'm retaining water. I can feel it.
I I think that it's a false alarm. It's got to be a false alarm on Erica Wexler. I mean, with a $10 million trust fund, you don't keep much in your savings account.
$10 million? I wouldn't even be in this country. I'd be in Saint-Tropez, vooly-vooling with some French count.
Vooly-vooling?
Oui, at Miss Cromwell's office. Guess who else's account is overdrawn?
Christine. Hi. Oh, I totally forgot we had a date.
Oh, Meredith, we didn't. I'm just stopping by.
But you are? Oh, good, great. Oh, that's great.
I interrupted your practicing.
Oh, no, it's all right. We're on the lunch break.
You know that piece you played at the funerals? It was beautiful.
Oh. And I've decided to make a donation to the orchestra. I'm endowing a chair in Dinah's name.
Really? That's a lovely gesture.
You look surprised.
Well, it's just that, to be very honest, Meredith, I thought things were a little tight.
You did? Tight how? Oh, money-wise, you mean?
You do know your tontine account is overdrawn.
Oh, that, sure. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to touch that money.
No. I mean the account for the interest, which is automatically deposited every quarter.
Oh, that. Oh, I transferred the money to another account. I forgot that when you fall below a certain minimum, there's automatically a service charge. That's a negative balance. Stupid, huh?
So you're okay?
Well, you know what Daddy left me. Why were you looking at my balance? Why did you stop by, Christine?
Someone wants this money very badly, Meredith.
That's not my motive. I mean, I don't have a motive. Oh, Christine, let's face it. I'm not together enough to murder anyone.
Don't be so apologetic.
Oh, anyway, the tontine wasn't the only thing that Dinah and Rebecca had in common, you know? They had some other project going.
Project? What kind of project?
I'm not sure. Wait, did Dinah tell me? No, actually, I don't think so.
A business, an investment.
Oh, you know Dinah. She never wanted to discuss anything until it was done. No, I didn't even know that she and Eugene were going together until they set a wedding date.
Meredith, they were living together.
They were.
You did check with Mr. Hunter, Louisa.
Oh, yes, of course. He said he would rather you take care of it than he.
Chicken with lime. Louisa, whose number is this? Do you know?
No, but I believe it's the last number dialed from this phone.
Has anyone used this extension since Dr. Hunter went into the hospital?
Oh, no. The study was so much her private world. It's hard even for Mr. Hunter to be in this room.
I see.
Hello?
Well, hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I've forgotten who I was trying to reach.
Christine? Is that you?
Oh, Holly, I was just calling to see how you were doing.
Oh, isn't that sweet? I'm fine. You know, keeping busy, Cub Scouts, carpools, PTA.
Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe we should get together sometime soon.
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't have any plans, why don't you come over for dinner tonight?
Oh, no, I couldn't barge in on such short notice.
Are you kidding? With 2 kids, short notice is a luxury. I'm setting a place for you. 7 o'clock?
Okay.
Ah, here you are. What are we gonna do about this?
Okay, send him the Tunney prospectus.
What about Mrs. Livingston and the stock split?
Reschedule.
Oh, Erica. Simpson Wexler. Or vice versa.
I'm having trouble sleeping. I can't eat. I can't stop thinking.
Hello, Erica. Have you talked to Joe about it?
Oh, God, no. He wouldn't be much help. You're never so alone as when you're with someone else.
Erica, you never said anything.
Well, who has a good marriage nowadays anyway? Even Jacques and Rebecca, of all people.
Well, they had their problems, but I can't imagine anyone more distraught. He's still not taking calls, you know.
How convenient.
I don't get what you're saying.
Come on. Christine, don't tell me you're the only one who doesn't know about Jacques' little femme on the side.
No, I don't believe... Who is she?
He's being uncharacteristically secretive about her name. For a Frenchman, I mean. Anyway, he and Rebecca were in therapy with Joe because of it. Which is pretty funny, really. Dr. Love saving other people's marriages when his own. Never mind. Christine, I didn't come here to talk about my marriage. You've got to do something.
Well, I am. I'm concerned, and I wish there was something.
You've got to stop
Erica,
this.
calm down. It's for the police to figure out.
No, to them it's a couple of freak accidents and a couple of dead society ladies. That's all. Somebody has got to treat this like a murder.
Erica, no one is taking this lightly.
Don't patronize me. Christine, you have connections. You can push people. You have to do this. Help us. Please, help us.
And this one's in triplicate.
What, am I requisitioning paper clips or neutron bombs here?
Press down hard, detective.
What?
You said you were going to call me. I'd like to see the forensics report on Rebecca Bardette's kitchen.
You and me both. I'm still waiting for it. And frankly, Miss Cromwell, there are a few links in the chain of command before it gets to you.
What are you, having a bad day?
Yeah, a touch of male menopause. It'll just pass.
Look, I was Dinah's friend and Rebecca's, and I used to do some criminal work before I...
You know something? You know, it's just all you have to do is have one little spark, Miss Cromwell.
What about Dinah Hunter's hospital room? You know, fingerprints and all that.
There's nothing on the hospital room. And before you say anything, I'm not happy about it either.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Dr. Hunter's death didn't raise any eyebrows until your other friend died 3 days later.
That's great. That's just great.
There's the old fire.
Kind of sterile. I mean, even for a hospital room, I mean.
Yeah, they did the new ones all earth-tony. Southwest thing, God knows why.
Which new ones? What?
New rooms in the new wing. It opened last week.
What day?
Oh, now there you go again. There was a big dedication ceremony.
What day?
Thursday. That's me, back in a week. Stick around.
You tell your brother that I told you to tell him to fish her out. And no playing in the toilet, okay? Okay?
Okay.
See what you're missing?
What can I do to help?
Nothing. It's all done.
Well, you've gone to so much trouble. I mean, with me, it's just pasta or salad, I'm afraid.
Well, you're so busy. Oh, there's a cheesecake in the fridge. That should sit out for a minute.
Wow. It's just something you threw together?
Well, I made it for the wake, but no one got around to eating it. Rebecca did that fancy stuff on top when I dropped it off before the service.
Mommy, Barbara's
Just what we need, right? Another funeral.
So you were over at the restaurant that morning?
Mm-hmm. Just to help Rebecca set up.
Me. Oh, lime chicken, asparagus vinaigrette, and let me guess, rice pilaf.
Gee, Christine, I always figured Meredith were the idiot savant in the group. How did you know that?
Well, I knew that Dinah and Rebecca were starting a catering business, and that was one of the menus.
Excuse me, but this isn't Dinah's menu. This is my menu. And as a matter of fact, the catering business was my idea, too.
Oh, I didn't realize the three of you were working together on it.
Well, not exactly. You see, I went to them with the idea, but they said it would never get off the ground. And I believed them. Until, well, you saw what happened. They went full steam ahead with it, and I was OUT out.
And you let it go at that?
I don't know. What recourse did I have? Dinah was never one for sharing. I know, never speak ill of the dead. But she was a friend of mine, too, you know.
Of course she was, Holly.
Dinner time.
If you'll excuse me, I'd like to wash my hands. Oh, what are you doing?
He's giving Barbie CPR.
Oh,
Barbie is not breathing. I'll save her. Barbie cannot breathe. Just go get the first aid kit. Excuse me. Now we need the first aid kit.
Oh, where is it?
Well, give it to me. I gotta save Barbie.
Warnings and counterindications may cause extreme anaphylactic shock in some patients.
You guys, it's getting cold.
Coming, Holly.
Sarah, what on earth are you doing?
The gum I found at the hospital. I'm trying to match it to these different brands and then figure out who chews what.
Getting anything?
Lockjaw. Oh, Christine. I forgot to tell you who was at the dedication for the new hospital wing. Frances Cabot.
What did you say?
The councilwoman. Christine, I did some serious footwork for that. Frances Cabot was at the hospital the day Donna Hunter was poisoned.
Anaphylactic shock.
Right. Anyway, who is going to stop a city councilwoman from marching right into a friend's room all dressed for success with a big, giant syringe in her hand?
No. I hate myself for thinking this, but Holly Small.
Holly the housewife?
I found a medical encyclopedia. She knew about the penicillin reaction. She obviously resented Dinah and Rebecca for horning in on her catering idea.
Does she chew a weird smelling gum?
I can't tell you what brand it is, but I can tell you its main component. Nicotine.
Nicotine? That's got to taste like eating a cigarette. What a disgusting idea. Oh, a cigarette substitute. For someone who's trying to quit smoking.
Get this over to the lab ASAP, Manny. Sir. Now, we're looking for nail polish or any other microscopic crud that they might find.
Nail polish? I don't think Rebecca ever wore nail polish. What color was it?
No, it was clear nail polish. Forensics picked up a few minuscule traces over by the pressure cooker.
That's an odd place for a manicure.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Unless, well, everyone's been pretty stressed out lately.
Understandably.
Although there are no overt nail biters in the group.
How about covert, Miss Cromwell?
Anything else?
Yeah, somebody dropped her key right in front of Old Faithful over there. My men picked it up under the rubber floor mat. Now, I don't know, it's Greek. It's some kind of fraternity or something? I don't know. What is that thing?
Oh. Several of my friends were PBK.
PBK. Now, that's just on the tip of my tongue.
Phi Beta Kappa.
Dummy. Now, how about you? Were you PBK before you were PDSS? Public defense superstar.
Joe's always badgering me to get into therapy, but...
This is your therapy, Erica. You had the most amazing recall for phyla and cordata.
In other words, if I was such a damn whiz in botany class, how come I've been so stupid ever since?
Give yourself a break. What about Glennis? She majored in fine art. She must have done well.
I don't think so. She flunked nude portraiture just so she could go back and draw that Yugoslavian stud, remember?
Glenny's made a lifetime study of Eastern Europe.
Steve, hi. Wonderful. Good to see you. Am I interrupting?
No, we were just trying to remember who in the group was Phi Beta Kappa besides me and...
You weren't Phi Beta Kappa, dear.
Oh, I wasn't. Well, that's funny. I could have sworn that I was.
You were?
Thank you for being so surprised. Remind me to show you my key sometime.
I think Francis Cabot was Phi Beta Kappa.
You didn't know about me, but you know about Francis.
No, it's just... I mean, you can't talk to her for 5 minutes without knowing about it. I think she even carries the key around with her. Classic manifestation of her id, overcompensating for her stunted ego development.
I don't care what the mayor promised him. If he's talking about rezoning, there's no way. I already told him that. Yeah, I'll call him back. Take a number. Sarah, I think it's a lovely idea. I thought about having mine made into a pin a while back. Christine will be really touched. I know how much it means to me.
The thing is, I don't know where Christine's is. So I was wondering if, I could borrow yours to take to the jeweler's. You know, in case, they don't know what a Phi Beta Kappa key looks like.
Of course. As long as you make sure I get it back. I've got it right here. Tony, the minutes from last week's meeting, please.
Right.
That's funny. It was here on my keychain.
Maybe it fell off.
Maybe, yeah. Listen, Sarah, if you're in a rush, ask Erica for hers. Or maybe Jacques knows where Rebecca's is.
Rebecca was Phi Beta Kappa too?
Of course.
I don't care what the reviewers said. It was inappropriate. It's fun to go to a script show at North Beach, but not at the San Francisco Opera. Wagner? Puccini? That's what made it so bizarre. Oh, you do know Artie Shaw's later works, don't you? Sure. Ah. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Phi Beta Kappa key?
Is that a clue?
Maybe. But evidence doesn't help much if it doesn't eliminate suspects. The key could have been anybody's. It probably was Rebecca's.
Bon sang, have you seen these champignons? They're the color of the dead. Va à la cuisine, dis-leur de me ramener des champignons. They're fine.
Of course they are, dear. It's absolutely bravissimo of Jacques to help us out here.
Ça va?
Work keeps my mind off things. Besides, I hear the ambassador is a terrible pâté snob. I wouldn't want Madame Samantha's cocktail party in the wrong hands.
The ambassador? Oh, no, not today.
Oh, yes, dear, today at 5 o'clock. Christine, you are coming.
Of course, Mother. Jacques, I know this is a strange question, but did Rebecca ever wear nail polish?
No. She never put a thing on her nails. The food preparation, you know. No chemicals.
Mother, can I ask you a big favor?
Absolutely, darling. Anything at all.
I'd like you to add to your guest list.
What's his name? Do I know him?
Not him, them. Can you handle 7 party crashers?
Oh, dear. Oh, Jacques. Nous serons 7 personnes de plus ce soir.
All right. Okay.
Merci, merci. Where are you going?
To talk to Sarah. I'm gonna need an extra set of eyes and ears.
so glad you could come. I was really...
All right, no. Say it again. I mean it this time.
I'm going to be okay.
That's right. I'm going to be okay. I am going to be okay. Now, you have to believe that.
I do. Thank you, Joe.
I discovered Dieter doing performance art in his cellar. Is that right? Dieter can do amazing things with his body.
I'm a genius, you know.
Yes, of course you are, dear.
Having a good time?
Yes. Christine's secretary, aren't you, dear?
Assistant. Nice watch. Timex? Here, smoke. She's got magenta on her closet. Stop a train. Oh, I've got to tell you about the gum. It's
Miss Cromwell, you're even more beautiful than your charming mother.
Nice to meet you at last, Mr. Ambassador. Oh, and this is my assistant, Miss Van Allen.
It was nicotine gum I found in the dead, what's-her-name's hospital room.
Mr. Ambassador, we must discuss your public housing crisis.
We no longer have any housing crisis.
Oh, yes. Well, certainly all of those abandoned cars must be causing a problem.
Red.
I'll see you later. Holly, I want to thank you for that delicious dinner the other night.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Your being around really helps. We've all been on pins and needles. Oh, listen, I think you should know. Teddy, my 8-year-old son, wants to marry you.
You should tell my mother. She'd be very excited.
Oh, don't look. They're a wreck. You know, I never bit my nails in my life until
This business has even my Earth mother off her stride a bit.
You see how observant even the most doting husband is? I've been biting my nails for 3 months, darling, ever since I quit smoking. It's always something.
Hello, everyone. I know you're looking for a murderer, darling, but smile, damn it.
Of all the people, she was the one in college who burst into tears at the merest mention of baby seals being slaughtered. But then I found that physician's reference. She knew about toxic reactions to penicillin. She's got clear nail polish, the nicotine gum, and she's the one who needs the money the most. And yet there I was the other night watching her put her children to bed, so loving. Waters, are you listening to me?
No, I know. I'm listening. I heard you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you weren't. You were gawking like a schoolboy.
I'm a police officer, and I heard you. Matter of fact, your friend reminds me of good old Mrs. Gustafson.
Mrs. Gustafson? You mean the woman in Marin County?
That's the one. Just another Mill Valley housewife. Bashed her husband's head in while he was down in his workshop. He was making a St. Francis bird feeder, remember?
Detective, are you... Oh.
Or that den mother of the year. Now, she used the electric hedge clippers. Just buzzed the old man's...
Okay.
I mean, nice, clean soprano job.
Will you knock it off? Okay, so we were on opposite sides of the Gustafson case. We both did our jobs.
You did a great job. She was guilty as hell. But you finagled the deal.
Finagled nothing. As I recall, there were major extenuating
Yeah, she
circumstances.
was bored living out in the suburbs. What the hell? What the hell? I mean, that was what, 11 years ago?
12.
See, there you go again, making me look bad.
To get back to the present, I resent these comparisons. As a matter of fact, Holly Small is still very dear to me.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Are you coming or not?
They never change their stripes. So, you got burned out defending the public. I can't blame you there. But hog bellies?
That's not what we do. Exactly.
Now, what the hell is that? You wait here.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Don't. Christine, don't. Don't.
Holly.
The ABC Saturday Mystery starring Jacqueline Smith as Christine Cromwell will continue in a moment.
Please bless our dear Holly. Amen.
It's terrible. When will it end?
I'll be in the car.
Yes, Joe, it's getting to be too much.
Really? You know, I was waiting for Holly when I heard the news. We had an appointment. She was late.
No.
Where did you, Oh, the accident?
How long had Holly been in therapy with you?
Well, she wasn't really. She was, just trying to quit smoking. Doing damn well, too. Not that it'll do her much good now. Excuse me. Can I get someone to sign for these?
Sure.
From Alan's company?
From Francis, actually. And I've sent you.
Bye.
What are you thinking?
You really want to know? I'm thinking, do I have enough time to get this dress back from the cleaners before the next funeral? Or will the next funeral be mine, in which case, why worry? I gotta stop for gas.
Yes, ma'am.
Fill her up, please.
We're gonna get the person who's doing these things, Erica.
But when? There were 7 of us, now there are 4. One more and the tontine gets divided up. 3 of us will get millions and 1 of us will get the 23rd Psalm.
Have you thought about going away for a while? Your parents' place in Palm Beach. Just you and Joe.
Oh, are you kidding? Couldn't even bear the thought of being in the same parking lot with him.
Well, the stress can't be helping things.
No, it goes much further back than that, Christine. If Joe were half as warm and loving and supportive of me as he is of his patients...
Excuse me, ma'am. Your credit card was rejected.
What? There must be some mistake.
Oh, ma'am, I ran it through a couple of times. Your account's way past due.
This plastic one that's maxed out. This. Believe how happy we were or looked? Here, keep the change.
Thank you.
Stupid bill's probably sitting in the bottom of Joe's desk.
Is this the Riviera?
Mexico.
I thought you went to Europe for your honeymoon.
Oh, no, no. That was the big wedding for my parents. This is our little secret marriage a year earlier. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Lots of people forget to pay their credit cards. Plus, she's got a $10 million trust fund.
Which she cannot touch for 15 years, and there's nothing in her tontine account.
How much should there be?
Well, interest last year came to a little over 100,000.
For each member? I wish I'd done that when I was at Penn.
I don't like myself for thinking this, but maybe we were wrong about Erica.
Have you talked to your friend Waters about this?
No. Cyrus, you know Erica's mother, don't you?
Knew, casually, a million years ago.
Great. Take her out. Sell her on Erica's need to invest. At least you can pump her for information.
I don't think this is quite proper, Christine.
Not suggesting a weekend away, a drink. What on earth's the matter?
She might still be sore. Well, it's a long story. I'm too long to go into.
Don't be silly. Besides, you know, do it for the good of the firm speech you're always giving me.
I'm amazed, Elaine. You look as if time had stood still for you.
Oh, Cyrus, you're still the hopeless romantic. Though you never called me the morning after.
I didn't? I must have. I'd have been a damn fool not to.
I forgave you a long time ago.
Ellen, are you sure Erica's all right?
Well, of course, it's a very difficult time for her. But her husband's very supportive, emotionally, that is. But,
I'm afraid I don't know the lad. He's a doctor, isn't he?
oh, an analyst. At the radio call-in school. Oh, he means well. We'd hoped for someone more challenging for her.
But Lynn, an investment has come to my attention, and I thought Erica might be interested. Christine tells me she hasn't been active in the market for a while, and this looks extremely promising.
So were you, Cyrus.
At any rate, this investment requires an initial commitment of $100,000.
No, I'll speak to Erica. My daughter has nothing better to do.
Sarah, tell Cyrus I'll be late. I've got to drop off Holly's papers to her husband, okay?
Thanks, Christine. We haven't had anybody over here since, you know, and the kids think you're great.
I'm sorry, Alan. This is a terrible time for
Oh,
business.
please don't apologize. It has to be done. Come on, I'll walk you to your car.
Okay.
That damn station wagon, the oil pan was always leaking.
Well, Alan, wait a second. These car tracks, they're... What kind of car do you drive?
Company car, mid-sized Buick.
Not a sports car?
Hardly.
Wait a second.
What do we got here, Neil?
Well, you tell me.
Tire tracks, my favorite. Definitely a small car, very small tracks.
That's great. There are only about, what, 4 million Japanese cars in the Bay Area?
No. It's not Japanese. It's European. My guess is English.
Yeah. Okay, so other than your car and your wife's station wagon?
Nobody's been here that I know of.
Well, we'll know for sure in a day or two.
Okay, that's fine. I put 2 more locks on my door, Christine. Not that it'll do any good. Much more of this are going to have to drug me to sleep. You have to walk with me. I'm late for a press conference at City Hall. Tony, where the hell's my purse?
Right here.
Thank you. Each. Good luck. Go. And you're here on a good day.
About what's happening. I know how tough it is.
Huh. We've all started avoiding each other.
Is that why you weren't at Holly's funeral?
I forgot. We're all suspects, aren't we? No more friendly visits, eh, Christine? Just business.
Why weren't you there, Francis?
Because I killed her, and it seemed in poor taste to attend the funeral. Come on, Christine. Holly and I weren't the best of friends. Everybody knew that. Wasted her life and her talents. She resented my pointing that out to her. Still, I would have gone to the funeral, but I had a business lunch I couldn't cancel. Councilwoman Sykes. We had a vote on Monday. I couldn't miss it. Now, I'd love to go on chatting, Christine, but I do have to go.
Oh, no, thank you, really, Ed.
That's all right.
Well, I guess we better get down to business.
Yes. We have to keep on living, don't we? War, famine, flood, murder. The stock market must go on.
If you don't want to invest, Erica, it's really up to you. No one's holding a gun to your head.
I'll go get the check for you. Sorry it took so long. I needed a couple of days to transfer some funds.
new?
Yes. Do you like it?
It's very nice. Where's the Klonowski?
Being reframed. 100,000. I didn't know if I should add your commission on top of that, or...
This is fine. Well, I better get back to the office and place the order. Sorry for rushing out.
That's okay. You got what you came for.
This is Carl. I just discovered him.
Doing what?
I'm an artist. I don't have to prove anything. My whole life is a pained and tortured cry for...
Carl, Sarah was just asking about Klonowski.
Klonowski, that rich Bulgarian hack.
Don't worry, dear. Someday you'll be a rich hack, too. Oh, yes. I know the painting you're talking about. I begged Erica to sell it to me. She never would. It's a family piece, I think.
Suppose it was sold. How would I find out?
And not ask Erica? That's interesting. Dare I ask? No. Okay. The Savage Gallery, down by the wharf. They're always looking for the latest wave. In fact, last season, they specialized in tortured neo-primitives.
The particular Klonowski you're referring to is entitled Despair 6.
I see. Was it sold?
Recently, yes, but not by us, by a much smaller house. I understand it didn't bring the price they expected. Just over $100,000. The owner was apparently very anxious to sell. Of course, if you had it hung on your wall, wouldn't you be?
Be?
Anxious.
Oh, yes. Very. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I hope the critics agree with you. His motor skills go far beyond his brushstrokes. Believe me. Oh, my God. It's upside down.
Just kidding, guys. Hello, Glenn. Christine. I didn't know you were coming.
Well, I know something about art, but I'm not sure what I like.
Oh, but these are so fraught with archetypal totems.
Not now, darling. Got a headache.
Why did you sell your Klonowski?
My what? Oh, that awful modern thing.
Yes, the one that was hanging at the end of the hall.
I hated it. We hated it, didn't we, Joe?
No, that's not it, Erica. You sold it to cover the investment.
No. No, of course not. I'm always juggling funds.
I suppose that's a passive-aggressive dig at me.
Just shut up, Joe.
Erica, you're not juggling funds.
All right. Yes. Yes, I'm broke. I sold my Klonowski, so sue me.
Relax.
No,
Relax.
no,
No.
shoot me.
Breathe in,
Come on.
breathe out. That's
No.
it. Let it go. Daddy's
Calm
here.
down.
Come on.
It didn't happen overnight. It took a while. 6 months ago, the money just ran out.
Just ran out?
Erica, you see, you're using the passive voice again. I'm sorry. It's probably all my fault anyway. Not too many Marin County psychobabblers get to live in the lap of this much luxury.
I can't touch the principal from my trust fund for years. The rest just went, and now we have nothing.
Erica, I have said this again and again. Happiness is an inside job. Material things don't matter.
They do, Joe, and we both know it. They do when everyone around you expects you to live a certain way. I'm sorry. I should have told you. Forgive me, Christine?
Hey, we're friends. You don't need my forgiveness.
She needs to forgive herself.
I meant we have to worry about an explanation for the police. This gives you a motive, and the fact that you covered it up, it looks that much worse.
Oh, Waters called. The tire tracks at Holly's house, he said that they were original equipment on an Austin Healey.
What?
Nothing, Sars.
Don't let your friendship with Erica cloud your objectivity.
I know you're right. I keep coming back to Frances. After all, it could have been her Phi Beta Kappa key at the restaurant.
She was at the hospital at the dedication ceremony the day Donna Hunter died.
And she has a brand new Austin Healey.
What about a motive? Money. The finances of elected officials are a matter of public record.
What if money isn't the motive? Why wasn't she at Holly's funeral? There's some other agenda going on.
Maybe she lied about her lunch date. Maybe she's lying about something else.
Well, let's see. March 19th. Cabot. Party of 2 with Councilwoman Sykes. There you are.
Sykes? Oh. NS. NS, non-smoking. That's funny because...
It's the law.
No, I know that, but Councilwoman Cabot is a chain smoker.
Oh, perhaps her luncheon companion didn't smoke.
I don't think that'd keep Cabot from lighting up. Excuse me, where is your non-smoking section?
It's a more intimate room. Some of our patrons desire a discreet space for obvious reasons.
Oh, I suppose Cabot and Sykes had a lot of business to take care of?
I suppose.
You may not have read my column in The Examiner. If you had, you'd know that Cabot and Sykes hate each other's guts. Now, if there is something going on around here, I'm going to splatter it and the name of your restaurant all over page 1.
All right, all right. It was some guy.
Frances, I want to know why you told me you had lunch with Councilwoman Sykes.
Close the door, Christine. Checking up on me?
Why did you lie? You're a suspect, Frances. You could be indicted for the murder of 3 of your best friends. Is one lover worth that? Is he, Frances?
No. He's not that good. But I don't think that's sufficient reason to ruin his life. You?
Well, I don't see it. We got some dumb politicians out there running things, but she doesn't strike me as that dumb.
She's not. And she's not poor. So, I don't know.
So, Erica Wexler.
Just because her financial difficulties roughly coincide with the first murder?
Neil, you guys looking for the brown station wagon?
I see it.
Yeah, it's right over here. Not really much on it. There's no real obvious signs of tampering, except that...
except what?
Well, the brake lines looked a little iffy.
A cut brake line, how typical. Are you finished the work on those tire tracks?
Well, actually not yet. You see, the computer was kind of
Yeah,
down yesterday.
we just do it. We just get on it. I don't care.
Not much left?
Yeah, they clean it out pretty good.
What's this?
I don't know. Monaghan, come here. What's this stuff?
Oh, yeah, that stuff. Boy, there was a pant load of it left around. Actually, we're running it over to the lab right now to have them
The lab
check it
with the
out.
broken computer.
Yeah. It's some kind of bran or oats or something like that.
Is your friend a health nut?
Not that I knew. More nouvelle cuisine with a minor in Jell-O molds. Granola? No.
Hey. It's all birdseed to me.
Daddy, Teddy's giving Barbie a facial.
They've been acting out a bit since Holly died. Listen to me, acting out, I'm starting to sound like a primal screamer.
I doubt it.
No, Joe's okay. He's just a little full of crap. So, look, Looney Tunes, you want jelly or not?
No. No.
See, did Mom ever give you this stuff?
No. Bunny bullets.
If it doesn't explode in the bowl or give them an insulin freak out, they don't want it for breakfast.
No, just coffee in the usual basket of grease.
You, sweetheart?
Just coffee and your soup is regular old from a can, right?
Yep, better than if we made it.
Okay, tomato, please.
Tomato soup, half pounder, extra cheese, extra fries, extra mayo.
My arteries are the least of my worries. These tontine hits are starting to get a lot of bad press. Look at this. And not on the society pages.
Sarah's out now looking for evidence.
Sarah? What, is she a former PD too?
She's my assistant. Actually, she's a pretty good investigator.
Yeah, well, that's good. Great. All right, now what do we have here? We have gum, fingernail clippings, keys. If we just had a decoder ring.
I thought we'd moved past sarcasm, Detective.
Sorry. It's just a genetic defect. Now, what the hell? What do you say we let everybody in this whole stupid town just kill each other off, and me and you go to the track today? Now, look at this. Here you. Now, look. Danny Boy in the second race. I mean, you know, he's gonna be a definite long shot, but I think we can handle that.
Danny Boy.
Are you gonna sing it to me?
I'll see you later.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to see a man about a horse. Joe.
Christine, hi. What a nice surprise. Hold on. Erica's in the shower. What's up?
We came up with some horse feed in the back of Holly Small's station wagon.
Really? Well, that's funny. I wouldn't have thought Holly rode. Well, maybe it was the kids. I really don't know.
Mr. Wexler.
Yeah.
Hey, your wife is pretty, horsey, right, Doc?
Erica rides. Yes, we both do. Lots of people do. Am I wrong in sensing some subtext here?
No, of course not. It's just that we were...
You were what, Christine?
I mean, the detective was just wondering if...
I was wondering about oats, corn. Who the hell knows?
Hello, Christine.
Hello.
Knows what?
Have you ever been in Holly Small's car, Mrs. Simpson?
It's Wexler.
Soon to be Simpson again. Her station wagon, you mean? When I had to take feed over to the stable, sure. I borrowed it a couple of times.
You did? You never mentioned that to me.
Why bother? Holly had that big back seat.
When was the last time?
Gee, I don't know. It was the afternoon of that thing for the East German ambassador. I remember I had to rush to get changed.
That was Wednesday.
Mrs. Small's accident was Thursday. Now, we have this very strong feeling that someone helped her with that accident.
Someone? What someone? Say something, somebody.
All right, get out of here. Both of you, get out. You're trying to gaslight her, aren't you? Get out of here.
For God's sake, all I did was borrow her car.
Now, wait. Well, maybe we're finally catching a break.
The tire treads?
New equipment on some English cars, according to our famous computer. Triumph, MG, for instance. Austin Healey.
Before you jump all over her, Eric isn't the only one with an Austin Healey.
I can't take any more of this. I'm sick of it.
Honey.
The suspicions, the accusations, the looks I get from people I thought were my friends.
Listen to me, calm down now. Now, what you're feeling is fear, and fear has no logic. It just is.
And I am
you know?
sick of you two and your airhead psycho dribble.
Erica, what you're feeling has nothing to do with me or with us.
Don't tell me what I'm feeling.
You're upset because of what happened with that detective, and you're trying to lay it onto our marriage. It's called transference.
Listen to yourself. I'm not your patient, Joe. I'm your wife. I don't need your professional opinion.
I don't think you have any idea what you need right now.
What I need is to be by myself for one lousy minute.
ABC Saturday Mystery starring Jaclyn Smith as Christine Cromwell will continue in a moment.
Will someone tell Rin Tin Tin to please shut up?
He smells another animal, Detective.
What, other than the horse?
A dead rabbit the guys found near the wall earlier.
Dead rabbit.
I was next, Christine.
Who's next? You're okay, Erica. It's okay now.
Of course you're okay, sweetheart. I wish they'd get it together and catch this lunatic.
Miss Cromwell?
It's all right. Christina.
I'm here. I'll stay with you.
Okay. What is it?
How much do you know about horses?
A little. Enough to know that the smell of death frightens them.
What, the rabbit?
That's probably why her horse shied.
Is this a well-known fact?
Well, I guess for people who have been around horses a lot.
Which your friend Erica has.
Come on, what are you... She went out after fighting with her husband.
How do you know they fought?
Well, it's obvious. So she killed a rabbit, staged an accident that nearly breaks her neck?
Did I say that?
Well, you don't have to. I'm beginning to know how your mind works. Do you mind telling me why she risked her neck?
You're the mind reader. An attention-getting device.
Oh, God, you're starting to sound like Joe.
I don't know. It's a thought. I mean, she fell pretty short of this whatever you call this thing.
So it's a poorly planned murder attempt.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Look, do you know what this is?
Yes, it's a Secret Service clearance pen. I've been to functions myself where they...
What do you think it's doing here?
No, really, Francis. I've got another call. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, your mother, pronto, your cop pop, the legal counsel too. You told me to hold your calls.
Francis Cabot was at a fundraiser for Congresswoman Vega night before last. The Secret Service were there.
And she drives an Austin Healey.
That's right.
That makes her a suspect?
Call Joe Wexler and see if you can get me an appointment with him.
Yes, I'd like to make an appointment for Christine Cromwell. No, it's very important. Yes, I'll hold. Oh, great. Thank you very much. You're on for noon. He canceled his manicure to squeeze you in.
A manicure?
That's what she said. That guy must be really in touch with his feminine side.
Francis? Gee, Christine, give me a little credit.
Oh, I'm sorry I had to ask. There were some rumors some years back.
Yeah, I know. Look, it wasn't that Francis didn't want to get involved.
You knew?
Oh, yeah, Holly and I used to joke about it all the time. Look, I wasn't stupid or vain enough to think it had anything to do with me. Despite Francis's feminist rhetoric, I think she missed having the whole white picket fence thing, the kids, the loving husband. What Holly had.
Miss Cromwell, Doctor.
Carol, please.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. The smoke doesn't bother me. Go ahead if you like.
No, thanks, but I don't. How are you?
Okay.
Sit down, please. You know, it's funny, I used to love to smoke, and now it repulses me. The mind is such a trick. One can overcome almost any compulsion.
Just about. Although I had a friend who quit smoking after 20 years, but could never stop biting her nails.
Well, some are more orally fixated than others.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry I'm late, but this will just take a minute.
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. If this is about Erica, I've had her under medication, you know. And I think she's beginning to calm down a little bit after the accident. But this kind of trauma takes a long time to work through.
Well, it's not about Erica, except indirectly.
Go ahead, Christine. Be direct. Just tell that internal critic to shut up.
Well, okay. Are you having an affair with Francis Cabot?
Oh. Oh, my. No. No, of course not. Oh, poor thing. You do know Francis was in therapy with me. No, you probably didn't know that. Francis Cabot has a paternal fixation, a classic Oedipal displacement of a hyperdeveloped libido.
Meaning in less Freudian terms?
Meaning, Francis has made overtures to hundreds of men. And this includes, I'm sure, many men we all know. You see, Francis needs a kind of approval from them, and when she doesn't get it, then she creates a fantasy in which she does.
Like her fantasy about you?
I'm sorry, I've said way too much already. My patient's privacy and all that. Excuse me. Carol?
Yes?
Is Mrs. Langley out there?
No, not yet.
Could you give her a call, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Tardiness makes me crazy.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, Joe.
Of course.
One from the Lost Ones on the meeting in London. One from the Cowleys, one from your mother, and one from Joe Wexler's office. You were late for your appointment, and they wanted to know if you were coming.
They did? One moment.
Yeah?
Alan, it's Christine. I'm sorry to bother you again.
No, I'm glad for the interruption. I was just giving Barbie her last rites.
Listen, did Joe Wexler call looking for Holly when she was late?
Yeah, he'd always go into some riff about how lateness was a form of hostility, the pompous schnook.
What about the day she died?
No.
You're positive?
Yeah, I was here playing house dad all day. Why?
I don't know, but thanks. Sarah, she was late for an appointment with him on the day she died. He always calls looking for his patients when they're even 5 minutes late.
Why would he care? Your analyst stepfather told me he always charges whether someone's on the couch or not.
He didn't call Holly because he knew she wasn't coming. And he knew she wasn't coming because he himself made sure she wasn't coming.
By God, Christine, this accusation is monstrous.
I know. There's evidence at every crime scene that points to him.
Like the clear nail polish at the restaurant.
Thank you, Sarah. It wasn't a woman's nail polish, Cyrus. It was his.
And the gum at Donna Hunter's hospital room? Holly didn't leave it. He did.
Nice theory, but you still haven't got a motive.
What about the tontine money?
He signed a prenuptial agreement.
He still gets to use it.
Not if she leaves him.
All right. Lack of motive is a problem.
Major problem.
I don't know why you've insisted on bringing lawyers into this, Erica. It's only a trial separation. Can't we deal with this informally?
It's strictly for the record, Joe, so there's no surprises later.
Shall we begin? Any objection to starting with some of the property in Dr. and Mrs. Wexler's home?
No objections.
Now, moving on. The contents of Dr. Wexler's office will remain his.
Of course.
He will continue to have access to the horses and the stables. Dr. Wexler will retain use of the Austin Healey.
One moment, please. The Healy, Erica?
It was a birthday present. Let him keep it. I don't even know how to drive a stick shift.
Is there a problem, Counselor?
No problem, Mr. Gailey. Mrs. Wexler has no objections to Dr. Wexler keeping the car.
on here. This is crazy. I didn't try to kill Erica. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Are you repeating yourself for effect, Miss Cabot? Because it's starting to annoy me.
All right. Let's have it.
All right. You were at a rally for Congresswoman Vega, correct?
You've been spying on me? How dare you?
No. Domestic surveillance went out with Nixon. Now, Miss Cromwell mentioned it to me.
Oh. Well, it's hearsay, so what?
Yeah, it's hearsay. But of course, we checked it out. See? It's coded. But of course, you knew that already. Anyway, the San Francisco feds verified that it was issued to you.
Why would I wear this the next day? That's stupid. I'm sure I took it off. I had on a different suit, for crying out loud.
But now we've also placed your Austin Healy at Holly Smalls.
Holly? Oh, my God. I murdered Holly now?
We'll get to that.
The car tracks at Holly's house were his. He drove the Healy to her house to cut the brake line on the station wagon.
Still, all the evidence points to Frances Cabot.
Of course it does. They were having an affair. He had access to all of her belongings, all of her secrets. He planted the Phi Beta Kappa key. He planted the Secret Service pin at the scene of the accident.
This is gonna floor you.
A police spokesman refused to speculate on a tie-in between the attempted murder of Mrs. Simpson Wexler and the recent deaths of 3 of her friends. Councilwoman Cabot, also a friend, is being held without bail. The city council is holding an emergency session this afternoon in the
Ms.
belief
Cromwell's
that
office.
an indictment
Hold on,
may be
please.
issued. Should Ms.
Ms.
Cabot
Cromwell's
be unable
office.
to continue on her
One
council
moment,
seat,
please.
a contingency
Ms.
fund
Cromwell.
will be drawn up for her district.
Hold on.
Ms. Cabot's press
Meredith
secretary
line 1,
said that the
Glennis line
three-term
2, and
Democrat
Erica
staunchly
line 3.
maintained her innocence.
Come to gloat, Christine?
What do you mean? As soon as I heard,
I heard that Waters heard that I was at that rally the other night. He heard it from you, didn't he?
Well, yes, Francis, but I assumed it was public knowledge.
Oh, it was. But that hardly means I tried to kill Eric, and I certainly didn't kill Holly or Rebecca. Oh, Christine. Let's face it. My political career is dead.
Since this enterprise was launched over a drink, I thought it appropriate that it end with one, with the hope that your friendship will survive all these terrible events.
At such time as there shall remain only 3 of the original contributors to this tontine, the tontine shall be dissolved and all of the assets shall be distributed in equal shares to the remaining participants. With all your attorneys present, we're here to divide the assets. Although, technically, Frances's arrest disqualifies her from profiting in the tontine, I've taken the liberty of putting her share in a blind trust fund until she's cleared. I hope all of you agree. This will take 3 days. Our accounting department will contact the bank, and each of you will receive a check in the amount of $4,800,000 and whatever the market closes at.
It's all over. Thank you, Christine. For everything.
I'm sorry.
We were supposed to be little old ladies when this happened.
Quinn.
I'm sorry. I thought I'd be out of here by now.
That's okay. Just hurry.
I'm only going to take what I need. I like thinking that some of my things are still here. Someday, maybe it'll save me from having to move them back in.
Joe, don't start, okay?
You can't hate me for feeling that way.
Don't tell me how I can and cannot feel. Just take your things and go. By the way, I think you might like to know, I've decided to set up a charitable foundation in the names of Holly and Dinah and Rebecca. And I'm going to use the money from the tontine.
What?
Yes. For crime victims and their families. I had to do something.
Oh, this is a very bad idea.
Don't you touch me!
Erica, listen, I understand how you feel, but this is just so rash. I mean, you have no money. You have debts, is what you have. And now you're going to give everything away?
I don't feel I have a choice. I can't enjoy this money.
Enjoy? Erica, listen, do this for yourself, okay? Wait a year. Take care of all your obligations. Let all of these emotions subside. And then if you still want to donate some of the money, fine. You can do it, okay?
Yeah. Control the elevator, please.
Christine? Joe was so adamant about me not doing this. But I don't care. I don't have to listen to him anymore.
That's right.
You approve?
Absolutely. I'll handle all the legal work in setting up the foundation.
Well, that's why I'm here.
I'll need some documentation.
I've brought you everything. All my papers. Just take what you need.
Okay, federal income taxes paid last year.
Got it.
Plus current estimated tax schedule.
This is a juicy bit.
Should be a charitable donations file also.
I didn't know prenuptial agreements were in vogue back then.
Well, back then was only 1977, Sarah.
Well.
77. Let me see that.
Does seem like 100 years ago, doesn't it?
I, Joseph J. Wexler, agree to forfeit claim to any assets held by my wife from this date forward. Erica referred to her wedding as her big bicentennial mistake.
But the bicentennial is 1976.
Exactly. Erica's parents forced Joe to sign the prenuptial to protect her inheritance.
What does that have to do with the tontine money?
It meant that Joe had no claim to her tontine money either, or so we thought.
Wait a minute, let me understand this. Erica put her money in the tontine before she got married the second time.
Right. She was already legally married when she joined the tontine. That money was community property. This agreement doesn't protect it.
As of the date of this agreement, all of the separate property of Erica Simpson shall remain... You're right. By the time he signed this, half the money was already his.
And he knew it. Erica's parents couldn't have known. They thought she was single.
You think he planned this all along?
He figured he'd do whatever was necessary to take the tontine down to 3 so it would be dissolved. And then maybe 2 years later, after the furor had died down, he and Erica would be legally divorced.
And he would act as surprised as anyone when it came out that half the money was his all along. Only now, Erica wants to leave him and use the money for a foundation.
He has no choice. He has to take the money and make his move.
I thought it was right that Joe should be here, since we are still legally married.
Fine. I would have liked to have had these papers signed earlier, but there was one minor oversight. The state requires the signature of a witness. So if you'll sign here, Erica, all the money from your tontine account will be transferred into the Three Friends Foundation for Crime Victims. And Sarah?
Jack? Jack, listen, I need you to do something for me.
What's the problem?
All right, my wife's stupid friend misread the agreement that I signed with Erica. She's letting her give away all of her money, half of which is mine.
Her friend, you mean Christine Cromwell?
Right now. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give her a call. Have you got her number?
Yeah.
Tell her you caught the mistake. Put the brakes on this thing, okay? And listen, Jack, tell her you caught the mistake, not me. I think she'll respond better that way.
Sure, I'll smooth things over. God, Joe. The way you looked when you came in here, I thought you'd killed somebody.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Jack. Hold the door, please. Hold the door. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Mind is such a trip, isn't it, Joe? One can overcome almost any compulsion.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. Denial, acceptance, certainly anger.
Christine.
You did it, Joe. You killed 3 women and framed another for money. The tontine money.
This is madness, Christine.
Yes, it is, Joe. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to put an end to it.
Going down?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I'd like to make an announcement. I'd like to thank you all for supporting the Three Friends Foundation. All of us, Miss Dinah and Rebecca and Holly, well, we always will, but at least we have something good to remember them by.
Well, I know my Rebecca would be proud. And all I can say for sure is that counseling the victims of crime is something...
Well, we appreciate it.
We all do. We've all been victimized by this, one way or another.
To Erica, continued success. To Glynis, to Meredith, continued friendship.
Enough bonding already. Let's drink.
And to Christine. Thanks.
So, do I owe you an apology?
I don't know. Do you?
Well,
Excuse me. Who's the charming man? Detective Waters' mother.
Neil, the fat-headed cop who used to think your daughter was the worst kind of do-gooder. The dangerous kind that helped dangerous people run around free.
What?
But I've changed my tune. You got one hell of a daughter, ma'am.
Erica, dear, this is something from all of us.
Oh.
Oh, it's a new Klinarski to replace the one you sold. Calls it Abject Poverty, 1990.
Such strength, such potent symbolism.
Such a bummer. You're really gonna hang that thing?
Sarah, it's the Ashcan School.
Nevertheless, you really shouldn't have gone to this much trouble.
Nonsense, dear. We all love you.
Poverty, I can buy. Art, I don't know.
David Brinkley here. On Sunday's This Week program, one Germany or two. Secretary of State Baker and an East German who says yes, the head of NATO who says maybe.
Monday, MacGyver sets up a sting to trap a killer. Tuesday, Jeffrey leaves his wife and home behind to be with Ellen on 30-something. Watch the Weekend Report tonight on most of these ABC stations. This is ABC.
Next on the ABC Mystery Movie.
Is she beautiful or what?
Bill, that woman is trouble.
Hey! This guy may not be the Palm Beach cat burglar.
Which are you? Thelma Olson, cattle owner, or Dawn St. Clair, socialite?
I do wild, unpredictable things when I have too much to drink.
Good, let's have another drink.
Starting tomorrow, the story of an American dynasty. Joe Kennedy, the man who could get whatever he wanted.
Hello, Miss Swanson. I'm Joe Kennedy.
Will you be home tonight?
It's impossible.
You're coming in of your own free will. Or do I have to call someone to come and throw you in?
The Kennedys of Massachusetts. They rose from penniless Irish immigrants to become one of America's most powerful families.
I can make you the first Irish Catholic president of the United States.
This is their untold story.
It'll be the end of you in public life.
The Kennedys of Massachusetts, starting tomorrow.
I want to do what I want to do. Hi, Dad. Hi, Paige.
Corky's busting loose. Life goes on. Sunday.
Is the child still breathing?
No, she's turning blue.
Meet a new team of experts who are there when you need them.
Don't hang up the phone.
In 2 weeks, help is coming.
Monday, MacGyver sets up a sting to trap a killer.
I won my money.
I think they took the bait.
You die. Caramba.
MacGyver.
Tuesday,
Uh-oh, dueling grandpas.
grandpas come home.
Anthony Romano?
Tony! Who's the boss? Then
When did it happen?
Last night. Was it your dad?
He gave you the talk.
Kevin?
The Wonder Years Tuesday.